Alright, let's go. This was a recommended game for, from 3rd Division. And it's Team Host versus Apes together strong playing on Arena. Could be a long one, given the introduction I was given, but we'll just keep an eye on that. Let's first introduce the teams and then potentially speed it up a little bit to get to the real fighting action. So, for Apes together strong, to start with them, we have 248. Okay, so Pocket Bulgarians for yellow here. Farino. Great cavalry, great infantry, many options. Right hand side is Stefan with the Italians, which have cheaper, 15% cheaper advancement through the ages. It's going to come in quite handy for maps like Arena. And finally, to the left side, we have Enge with the Mongols. So Mangudai come to mind, although there aren't any elevations here for Mangudai or Cav archers to climb up on Arena. It's still a good overall civ with the hunt bonus, 40% faster hunt for Mongols, allowing for quick and smooth uptimes that tend to be beneficial for Arena play. As for Team House, we have a Moritz with the Berbers here. Not the most commonly seen Arena civilization, but they do have cheaper cavalry in the castle and the Imperial Ages, which could come in handy. 15% cheaper in the castle age, 20% cheaper in the Imperial Age. To the left side, Saibot with the Turks here. And the Turks infamous for their fast Imperial Age on Arena because they get chemistry instantly upon reaching Imperial Age, which means you could start producing bombard cannons and hand cannoneers just right off the bat once you hit the Imperial Age. It's actually achievable for Turks at below 20 minutes and you could still make units. But it's very all-in. You don't have economy to lose units. You are very reliant on staying 1 TC for a long time and deal damage to the opponent. So we'll see what happens with Turks versus Mongols here. Finally, to the right-hand side, we have Peteritus with the Goths here. Goths team bonus, 20% faster working barracks, and when you get to the Imperial Age, Goths can research perfusion that gives their barracks 100% faster working rate. So that's a pretty useful bonus to have playing as the Goths. You could overwhelm especially cavalry civilizations. If Bulgarians go for the cavalry, you can overwhelm them with the Goths faster creation for the barracks with halberdiers and whatnot. But then again, Bulgarians with their instant swordsman line upgrades get 200 swordsmen instantly in the Imperial Age as well, and a unique tech, the Bagains, giving the 200 swordsmen, or Militia line, plus 5 melee armor, I think it is. And it proves a good response to the Goths spam if need be. So let's just fast forward a bit. This is Arena, so it's not going to be any crazy action early on here. We'll just speed it up until the players go to the castle age here. Good, have a look at the idleness times. They are generally low, but also not non-existent here, except for Fort Saibot with the Turks here. Seems to have the most solid build time, but then again, Morris with the Berbers, worker rate very high here, means little working time, efficient eco setup, and just keeping them working at all times. Yeah, same goes to Saibot actually. The worker rate is pretty high here for most of them. Stefan with the Italians, a little bit less so. Last minute, that is. That's what the stats show here. You show the more advanced stats as well, I think. Oh, some crazy general APM going on here. Eco APM for the Mongols. What's going on? Why is the eco so high? Okay, gonna go for the castle drop Mangudai here by the looks of it. Going to stone, 27 pop up. Gonna be 29 in the end. And yep, you see the feud ladies kicking in for the players here. So yeah, the feud ladies kicking in for most of the players, but 25 pop up to the castle age here for the Italians. pretty ambitious. What's that going to give you with, I see 3 villagers in a stone here. Gonna go for a castle as well. Defensive castle, I presume, to get to the Italians' death ball later. Now a house and a gate here to keep the aggression out. Turks, 31 pop up here, 32, sorry. That usually it means fast Imperial Age on the menu. Italians are going to be up first here, though, and then let's see what Stefan has planned for the next age here. There's the cast late for some of the players, so now let's slow it down a bit. We should be approaching normal speed any moment now. Alright, so Turks with the blacksmith market cast late here, and with a pretty heavy investment to gold, 7 of gold, right? 10 farms. This has to be the fast Imperial Age, which could also be punished by the Mongols if they have army out. But right now it doesn't look like we're going to see a castle for Enge. I might actually even want to castle up forward. If he does that against the Turks here, that could actually really stop the... Okay, that's going defensively at home. I mean, looking at the uptime for the Turks, I think you might as well just drop that Mongols castle forward to pressure the Turks that are about to go in, because then they have to react. Could even deny this siege workshop if the castle is forward. Or take it out. So... in most cases, better to have the castles at home, of course, but just in this case against the Turks, I think it makes more sense to have it forward, because you should know by now by that late uptime that they are going for the fast Imperial Age. In the gray here, gray flag for Peterius, we have the Goths castle up, is a house walling behind because Goths don't get stone walls. And yeah, I don't know what the plan is here, actually. Eventually going for that spam, I guess, and the castle counts for 2 buildings to go up as well, so it could still be setting up for a useful faster Imperial Age play here. Farino with the Bulgarians, also with the castle up, but that's a nice castle defending the stone and gold in front here. No objections there. Bulgarians have cheaper town centers, 50 stone only for a town center. So we have 3 town centers running for Farino here. Mongols with 2 town centers as well, and probably producing the Mangudai by now. But the clock is ticking to deal some damage to the Turks here, because they will be very dangerous once that Imperial Age sets in. Berber's pocket here, going for the Knights, going to assist the Turks, I guess, once the Turks hit Imperial Age here. That is probably the idea. Beautiful pinwheel farm set up here for Moritz, and cheaper Berber's Knights, they cost 15% less, so here they go, just producing out of 2 stables here. The overall economy should be in the lead for Apes together strong, given the multiple thesis investment here, but all in all, it's 111 villagers to 108, so they're quite even here, all things considered. Not sure what the plan is for the Italians here. 3 on stone, not really placing a castle yet. How Genoese crossbowmen for the Italians could come in very handy against the Berbers, though. As for Enge here on the left side, we have Mangudai out, and Enge might struggle against the Turks' fast imp here. So you know, hand cannoneers in the making, bombard cannons in the making. And you might add some monks in to heal and maybe even to collect relics here for the Turks. Do we have any relics collected yet? Yeah, 1 for Stefan. So it looks like there are 6 relics total, or 5 relics total for 3. Oh, there's a movement here. Some mass Berbers cavalry spam here to join in with the Goths on the right-hand side. I mean, That feels just wrong, actually. I mean, you'd want your knights to support your fast imp on the top side here, because then Enge just doesn't stand a chance against the hand cannoneer bomber cannon combo. The bomber cannons of the Turks will take out this castle, and wait, they're going over, so never mind. They're going to the north side here. Even some Huskarls coming to the left hand side. It's going to be a 3 versus 1 here. Sorry, sorry, Enge. This is going to be a rough one for you to hold up against. 158 to 140. Very peaceful arena game so far. We have the Italians castle going up. That means that Genoese crossbowmen can enter the field at some point to deal with cavalry. Not an impressive number of hand cannoneers thus far, 6 of them total, but 3 bomber cannons and getting a nice hit in on the Mangudai. The Mangudai could probably focus on the bomber cannons, but there are knights in between here to meddle with that. So easier said than done. Trying an attack around. Ooh, getting a hit on the Mangudai there, actually. Good coordinated forward now between Teal and Green here. Teal, however, the Burris player, doesn't have +2 on the knights. So, and that's hurting against the Mangudai. But the Mangudai numbers diminishing here, and the castle is quite likely to go down as well. And Enge reacts with another castle at home here, but his unit production is severely limited. The Mangudai right on the bomber cannons here. Nice, the knights are coming in between here, and the castle will be going down, I think, with some help from the cheaper Berbers Knight. 28 knights and counting. Triple stables now for the Berbers. Staying 1 TC here. Very aggressive approach from Team House here. Marino is coming to the rescue here with some Conics, but hand cannoneers in decent numbers, that's going to be scary for the Conics as well. And the Conics, they have +1, +2, so they are better upgrades than the Berbers Knights, but the issue here is that the Berbers have much more numbers. Hand cannoneers left all alone here though, so that's a good engagement from Parino there. Remember, Turks with their low economy, 1 TC here with the fast imp, don't really have the eco to afford units losses. I think he's pulling forward villagers here to actually repair the bomber cannons, which again makes sense, but the Bulgarians Conics here are here to deal with that. Okay, bomber cannon going down, another one going down. Oh, not pretty for the Turks here, losing several of the bomber cannons, and will be struggling with numbers. Only 30 villagers for Moritz here in the Berbers, but spamming out knights like never before here. How many on gold? 13 on gold, more than sufficient to sustain double stables. A bit too little for triple stables, maybe. Only 1 stable producing right now. Here comes a forward siege workshop from Cybot, gonna produce the bomber cannons forward now if this villager is left allowed to live, but that's not happening just yet. Look at the military numbers of 54 to 23. Behind this, Italians are getting the free boom. Bulgarians are kind of doing so as well, because they're ganging up on 1 player here. So we have castles and kerposts going up here. So I think we need either Genoese crossbowmen here from the Italians or mass pikes from the Bulgarians to deal with this, or preferably both actually, but yeah, again the bomber cannons at risk here. They will be taken out now by the remaining Mangudai of Enge here. Some sneak repairs going on, but then officially just 1 bomber cannon left. It stands actually right next to a Conic here. The Conic is targeting the wrong unit and might... Oh, it's almost gonna kill this castle actually. Another bomber cannon about to pop out as well. But this one goes down. Castle stays up for now, but some serious raids from Moritz here. Let's see the eco kiddies. 15 villagers killed and counting. We obviously have Loom, but yeah, just make sure to garrison the bomber cannon. Don't go out with just 1 here, and you could deal with the castle eventually. Enge's stone count doesn't even allow repairs here. It's dropping barracks, probably panic producing pikes, which makes sense, but you're never going to be able to mass them in time here. It's getting the attack upgraded, doing the right things, but it's never going to get to the significant mass of pikes to deal with this. So 1 bomber cannon is out, and another one not in the making here. Mongols going imp actually. With What do we have here? Mongols. Oh, it's not Mongols. I'm confusing the goals here. Goths going in. That is scary. Mongols absolutely not going in anytime soon. The eco is just very wood heavy and not going to get you ever. Turk collected 3 relics. That's going to be coming in handy for the continuation of the game as well. And now 30 villagers killed by Boris. Fantastic forward together with the Turks past the Empire. With the Mongols castle about to go down to the bombard cannons here unless Enge gets a say in it. It's probably buying stone at this point to keep repairing. Nice mining stone. So, but just another few hits here. That one's down. I think it goes down. There we go. Yep. So no more Magadai for Enge. He's lost 2 castles already. The barracks are up. We're gonna see something here to deal with. Deal with the cavalry here. Maybe some Mongols pikes or whatnot. You have to abandon the Magadai idea at this point. Goths with another castle and enter the massive barracks here. 97 villagers for Pteritus here. And yeah, that means that the Goths infantry spam is just around the corner here. Conscription even for the Goths. Didn't catch if he got perfusion yet or not. I see barracks for the Bulgarians as well, which is a good call. Now making the pikes to deal with the Berbers cavalry. Berbers only 2 DCs here, 61 villagers. So even with Mongols out of the game here, Apes together strong have a 35 villagers lead, which is pretty impressive. Says something about the all-in-ness of Team House's side here as well. Yeah, just making sure to take out all the Mongols' production building capabilities here, barracks and stables. Enge is not gonna come back into this game anytime soon. But again, the populations are comparable. Actually, Apes together strong. They more population overall here. Now a castle for the Bulgarians over here. I'm guessing the Bulgarians, yeah, there's the Imperial Age. Could with Goths as an enemy here, you want to consider getting that Bagain's unique tech for the Bulgarians here to benefit the militia line and eventually use these barracks to handle the Goths. Also, I think Team House, they're spending too much time on the Mongols here now. They need to push another place. Not enough just to kill 1 player if you look at the ecos behind here with 2 players untouched. That's the price of going 3 vs 1 player. You can take Mongols completely out of the game, but you still have Bulgarians in the pocket with strong counters to Goth's spam play. And then you have Italians that will easily counter the Berbers cavalry with masked Genoese crossbows if it's gonna come to that. And that's exactly what Stefan is making here. Yeah, Bulgarian pikes in mass here, they are causing some trouble here for the Berbers investments. Look at the numbers going down, and right now Team House, they don't really have a good response to the mass pikes of the Bulgarians. Now the bomber cans will be going down as well. Enge is chasing with a few pikes as well, so contributing, as well as the can with the 39 builders eco. 263 to 276 villagers is comparable, but Apes together strong actually outmatching Team House in military for now, even with Goths on the enemy team here. Stables now for the Turks, gonna go into the Hussar. Yeah, they're gonna beat Italians Hussar, but if the Bulgarians get to Hussar, that's gonna be a bit worse, to say the least. Turks Hussars, they have extra Pierce armor, but I feel like that doesn't quite apply against the Italians. It's kind of weird to see Italians Hussar here among all things, but maybe the idea is to have Hussars in front of the Genoese crossbowmen as a cover or something. I don't know. Nice quick walls from Cybot here. Gonna keep the Hussars from delaying this castle from getting up. I think there's still that house foundation, but now, yeah, it's fine. Moritz now with the Berbers camel should deal nicely with the Italian Hussars, of course. They do have good upgrades, but they're gonna fall victim to the camels here, of course. Left side we have Goff's spam at work here, 18, 20 Huskarls here, and then some pikes. So the Conics, they will be dealing with the Huskarls, and maybe the dismounted ones can deal with the pikes as well, but it's not the best fight ever, and a lot of hubs in the mix here. A little bit of a trap war going on here against the Goths as well, but Batarius seems to have the superior numbers of traps here. Helps as fully upgraded as can get with the Goths here. But yeah, numbers kind of still not where they should be. Berbers going Imperial Age now, 3rd TC up as well, so the economy past 100 villagers. As to the north side, we have quite a bit of hand cannoneers now for the Turks player, with 3 TCs. And yeah, just trying to keep Mongols out of the game here. But Engia has a solid reboot going on here. Placing some archery ranges could be arbs for the Mongols maybe against the hand cannoneers. Could even be skirmishers, depending on your eco setup. Let's see for Engia here. Yeah, it could be either way. I think long-term arbs might be better. See some sling has been received by the Turks here as well. Probably helpful in stabilizing an economy of their own here. Conics fighting pikemen here, but they are Mongols pikemen, which means that they are... Actually, the Mongols pikemen, they don't seem to have any upgrades at all, do they? So that's why the Conics can keep fighting here. Let's see the pike. Yeah, no upgrades. So Farino doesn't need to shy away from the fighting pikemen here now with these kinds of numbers of Conics. Wait, their teammates. I'm messing up the colors here again. But the point stands for the Mongols, no upgrades on the pikes, so any cavalry unit, maybe even the Berbers, soon to be heavy camels here, could actually challenge these Mongols pikes because they are lacking upgrades. I see the archery range upgrades for the Mongols here. We have bug gains for Farino, the Bulgarians. Good call against Goths. And Genoese crossbowmen doing their best here against the Huskarls, but yeah, Huskarls should shred archery units. Here come the two-handed swordmen, and now with the gates in, they should have a beastly melee armor here. Unless they're missing something, they aren't. Yeah, there we go, 8 melee armor, right? See them fight against halberdiers here. And even the Huskarls, this should be an easy win for the Bagains military here. I want to see if it has to dismounted Conics as well. So hard to select a single one here. Now there's only militia line. But now the Bulgarian player is being outnumbered here. See, a bit of extension of the Berbers eco to the left here as well. No sign. Wait, they're setting up trade actually. Not optimal because there's a DC in the way here, but ideally you want the markets there. And I don't even know where they're trading to. Is it just... Where's the trade route going? Yeah, we'll get back to it. 46 heavy camels and counting here for Moritz. And the only thing we really need to worry about are the Genoese crossbowmen at this point, and they won't really They won't be in significant mass just yet. On the other hand, you don't need to worry about it either, because you have the Goths player able to supply Huskarls. 200 swordsmen for the Italians as well. I think that's just as well when you're up against the Goths, just to prepare that champion's line. Yeah, champion is in for Stefan. So good strategic calls here against what is on the field. You already have Halberdier for the Goths, right? So you can deal with the Berber's cavalry. And you have champions for the Italians and duel and swordsmen from the Bulgarians to deal the Goths spam. So overall good setup here for Apes Together Strong. They are massively outnumbered in Arbelo. Look at these heavy camel numbers for Moritz. I'm not sure if heavy camel applies here anymore, because yeah, it's against the Conics, I guess, but with so many champions and two-handeds on the field, I think I'd rather have a Cavalier on the field now for the Berbers. Fully upgraded Cavalier. Or even go into Berbers champions here or something, or Camel Archers, anything to deal with. Yeah, Camel Archers maybe to deal with the infantry masses here. Or Siege, Onager maybe, Scorpions. Mongols still being kept out of the game here, and they're actually gonna try to trade here. Farino, they have some markets, but that's a while away yet, given the damage that Enge is taking. He's down to 4,000 score and probably feels like it's not contributing too much in this game. Silk Road for the Italians. Isn't that applying to the trade, I think? And tributes maybe as well. So that's gonna boost the long-term economy of the game. Big fight with large masses at work here, both with similar army mass here now, but Team House, they do have huge eco lead now because Mongols are down to 17 pop. So looking at the army numbers, Team House have economy to replenish armies, while Apes Together Strong, they don't really at this point. They have one player out of the game. See architecture kicking in here, plate mail armor for the champions, last upgrade needed for the Italian champions here. Conics doing work though, they're taking out Goths production here, and you have a Treb out as well to deal with the castles. Yeah, I mean, if it takes out of the game here, you're coming a long way towards turning the events of this game around after having lost your Mongols player. Yeah, the markets won't be going up. There are still some knights out here for the Rovers. Another TC going up as well to collect some neutral stone. We have one castle, but is it making anything? Not really. Trade line going to the edge of the map here, I presume. Seriously, where are they trading to? Okay, there it is, maybe. Not the prettiest trade route ever, and the Goths player is losing terrain here now. It's looking a bit dicey for the Goths, and two-handed swordsman with Bagains against heavy camel. I mean, if you have enough of them, maybe. GG well played is called Cyber. Oh, wait! Hold on. Team Host are losing their best card here. They're losing the Goths, they're losing the Goths spam. And even though they are kind of pushing here with the Turks and everything. Oh, never mind. Enge pulled out. That's why. Okay. So Apes Together Strong, they didn't call the GG yet. They're just one player refusing to... Well, can't contribute because it has 0 pop, I'm sorry. They've actually defeated the Mongols here. And Apes Together Strong, they refuse to give up. They have more military at this point. They are about to take out the trade line and to take out the Goths. There's only one market as well. You need more markets, ideally, if you're going to have an efficient trade running. So 2 players in Imp for Apes Together Strong. We have Italians which counter Berbers, and we have Bulgarians which counters Goths. So nothing is impossible here. The problem is that they are essentially playing 400 pop versus 610, since the Goths get an extra 10. They're not nearly pop capped at all. The population's only 60-70 apart here, so never say never. Apes Together Strong, they're gonna hold on here, but there's a strong push by the Turks here now with the forward castle for Saibot as well. Going to focus down Farino's castle with the Morgans and hand cannoneers here. Italian Hussar, no match for the massed hand cannons here. And the Turks Hussar running in to deal with some buildings here. These bomber cannons should be easily sniped though, they're very, very exposed now. Lots of stuff going on though, and the Goth's base has been breached to some extent here. But the Halbs are cleaning up for now. Not too sure if this castle goes up, using bomber cannons to snipe hussars and stuff here, but now come the Italian hussars to chase down the bomber cannons. Saibot trying to pull away here, but not quite succeeding. I'm gonna lose at least 1 bomber cannon, probably more here. And we'll have to commit to repairs to try and keep the numbers alive here. Sending more hussars in, but they need to chase these hussars. Forward castle fails for the Turks. Losing some of the momentum here now. Team House, they are still with 600 points score lead here. A ridiculous eco KD from what it's here as well. South side. No production for the Berbers anymore. Is it a gold issue? Let's see Berbers here. Yeah, 6 on gold. And let's see if there's any trade running here. 6 trade units for the Berbers. That certainly helps out a little bit. I'm gonna keep this trade thingy toggled because there's no trade for Apes Together Strong. And now Stefan is inside, pushing pretty extensively against the Goths here. Yeah, barracks going down, lots of the barracks going down. And by the looks of it, the Goths player isn't really producing any Huskarl either, only Halberdiers here. And without Huskarls, the Genoese Cosmomen are both going to counter the Goths infantry here and the Berbers cavalry. So this is looking rough for the Goths. Big Hussar raids. Suddenly it's the Goths that might, I wouldn't say get defeated here, but they're taking a serious blow here, and it is seriously. There's the Goth spam looking at the resources here. Floating wood, little food, little gold, none on either here because of the idle eco here. And yeah, general very low eco APM here, losing builders left and right. It looks like Apes Together Strong are in it to win it here, even with a defeated player. They're really fighting for the honor of their Mongols teammate here. If anything, I think Team House could make use of the fact that they have defeated the Mongols here. They could find a big gold to be taken here still, and also probably in front of the Mongols base here. There's stones, there's gold. They're taking this gold actually, which helps out. But in the meantime, Goths are neutralized here. We're down to a 2v2 now for Apes Together Strong. And 343, it's a 60-70 population lead for Apes Together Strong. Italian champions just roaming about here and doing their thing. Hussars, Genoese Cosmomen. Better consistent army production here for the Apes Together Strong here. 27 pop for the Goths. Some stuff happening in the middle here. That's mainly Halbs and Hussars for the. Yeah, what is this? Indeed, it is the comeback of the season, I'd say, of League of Empires, because Mongols have been defeated for the last 15 in-game minutes or so, and now Goths are at the brink of being defeated as well. 8 villagers, 1 military unit left for the Goths. Goodbye, Goth spam. Goodbye, counters to... not really goodbye to counters to Bulgarians' cavalry, because they you still have the Berbers here. But Team House, 47 military against 182. Apes together strong are winning against a team with Goths on the flank and out-militarying them. They're still slightly lower in economy, but considering that have been playing Tourist 3 here for a while and completely obliterating the Goths, this is looks to be a complete turnaround. Crazy arena game here. Cybot going for the hand cannoneers here. Makes sense against the infantry halbs, and not to mention the champions of Stefan. But then again, Stefan has Genoese crossbowmen, not as good as Arbs against Arbalesters against hand cannoneers. Berbers barracks here. You know it's panic time when Berbers are baking Imperial X pikemen. 4 wills monk. Ah, that's it. That's it. Hey, but then you could convert villagers. If all your villagers get killed, at least you have a monk to convert a villager and reboom. But yeah, not looking pretty for Goths. The trade line is officially lost for Team Housed as well, and they're probably shaking their head, how the hell could this happen? But it is about reading the map and adaptation. If you're gonna take out... if you're gonna battle against the Goths, you have to always consider getting into the infantry line units of your own. And I'd say the civilization's working well for Apes Together Strong overall as well. Bulgarians against Goths, Italians against Berbers with the Genoese crossbowmen. And you also have Arbalest access with the Mongols and Italians against Turks hand cannoneers. So absolutely bonkers game, but Apes Together Strong turn it around for a win here against Team House. Let's have a look at the stats. I feel like we want to see the separate graphs here to see the military development. Berbers, ridiculous 1 TC cavalry knights production there. They literally took Mongols completely out of the game together with the fast team. But in my opinion, Team House focusing too much on one player. They basically 3v1 Mongols to take Mongols out of the game, but who you really need to take out are the Italians or Bulgarians that are a hard counter to Berbers and Goths. 908 to 609, pretty darn convincing KD there for Farino with the Bulgarians. Mongols not having the best day at work. And yeah, overall, game going a little bit past 1 hour, so the solid economies for everyone all around here. And then the Imperial Turks imping at 2059, which is, yeah, quite okay. I think Turks can make it below 20 minutes if executed perfectly, but that's certainly a respectable and fast uptime for the Imperial Age. Classic arena strategy, especially with the Turks. And then finally the APM chart, we need to look at that one as well. Turks. Goths with a 130 peak here. And yeah, overall, comparable. Crazy APM for the Italians in the end as well. Tasking infantry around the area, I guess, to deal with the Goths and take out buildings, production, everything.